are back. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Toffee Bluecast. Emirates FA Cup, Everton versus Luton, and we have got a Luton fan on. It will be a showdown. We will give you a good show. We have got in the comments, if you can see it there, if you're over on YouTube, in the comments, Julia has just released a new episode on Everton, All or Nothing. An interview on Dyche, really good listen. So we'll give that a shout out because we had her on last time. Should we get him on, Paul? Should we get the Luton fan on? Let's get this going.
Let's do it. Let's get Dave on.
Let's get Dave on. Let's get ready. Let's get ready. Let's get ready to rumble. Here we go. How are we doing, Dave? You all right?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. Thanks for inviting me on. A bit of that and deck there. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, that's all. Like that.
Probably a lot worse. Give you a big entrance there. Big entrance. Right, let's do this then. So we've got you in the cup. Never spoke to you before, so I'm happy to get to know you here and get to know about Luton. The way we do this show, if you haven't been on Toffee Bluecast before, what we do is we look at the last 5 Premier League games of Everton and we look at the last 5 Premier League games of Luton to get a gist of the form, what form you're in, what form we're in. We look at the Premier League because it's just easier than Cup. And then we'll get the lineups on the screen. You can tell us about Luton. We'll talk about Everton. And then we want you in the comments, you listening now live, we want you to message what lineup you want for the Cup. And we'll read it out. And me and Paul will give our lineups. And then we'll ask Dave what lineup he wants as well. So that's the system we'll go through. So get involved. Get on. And this will be a good show. Right. Paul, let's do this.
Hello. Shall we?
Let's do this. Big Dave, just before I even put this up,
yeah.
How much do you want this cup?
Do you know what? I have to say, it's a really silly thing to say as well, so forgive me if I'm getting on anyone's nerves. When we were in the lower leagues, the FA Cup was magical to me. I generally thought anyone could win it until the Premier League existed. And it was a takeaway from what we needed to do, like when we were in Division 2 and the League One, and even in the Championship, you're just thinking, well, this is going to be a great run because I want to play a Premier League team in the Premier League ground. Now we're here. It sounds a bit, weird to say it, but now we're here. It doesn't mean as much at this moment in time, but I know when I'm at Goodison tomorrow, it will. So how much do we want it? I'd love to go on a cup run. Can we realistically win it? I don't think so. I think you're still looking at your main men. So let's have a good run. And so I want to win tomorrow, obviously. And then, hopefully Maidstone win and we get them in the next round. Something like that, I would have preferred that draw for an easy aim. So I think we've got to be realistic. If Luton Town win the FA Cup, it would be a bloody miracle. But, I want it. I think the club doesn't really need it. But, any progression we welcome. So I think the focus for us is trying to do that impossible task that everybody's given us as a football club to stay in the Premier League. And the Premier League for us has been an amazing journey. And we've actually proved a lot of teams wrong. And a lot of fans wrong, basically. Saying, yeah, I know. Listen, that was a brilliant day for us. I know not so good for you guys, but it was a brilliant day for us. That was our first Premier League win. I think we did all right that day. I thought we scored 2 cracking goals, one poaching, one really good from a free kick. But we were lucky at the beginning of that game. We were very lucky. We could have been a couple of goals down straight away from Everton attacks. So I'm enjoying the ride. So I think priority for us is to stay up. Goodness knows if we can do that. But I'm a little bit more optimistic than I was when we first started playing. And with the magic of the FA Cup, it's gone a little bit for me. Because now I'm playing, we're going to these. I'm old enough to remember being in the first division with Luton Town. And I'm old enough to remember coming to Goodison a few times and Anfield and all these other places around in the division. But I want to stay and I want to go there now more often. So the FA Cup used to be a distraction because we wanted to have teams like Everton, teams like Newcastle and Manchester United, and now we're playing them every week. It doesn't mean so much, but it will if we get any further, for definite.
No, I know what you're saying. It is it's different, isn't it? If you was, you'd want to fill your stadium out and stuff like that if you was in the leagues you used to be in, but because you're in the Premier League, you're kind of familiar to it, so it is different to you now. I'm going to put on the screen. What do you think on you beating us though? You said that we was the better team and stuff like that. It must have given you confidence to play us again, though.
I would say at the very beginning of the game, from memory, not without rewatching it again, from memory, there was a bit of an onslaught to start with, I felt. There's a couple of times where you had a couple of opportunities. I thought, if one of these goes in, we're going to concede 3 or 4. We know you've been on a poor run of form. You hadn't won at home at that point, had you? And the record would have been you losing 4 in a row and maybe not scoring, things like that. So once we got over that first 10, 15 minutes and we got into the game a little bit more, I felt we did all right. And then to take the lead in the manner that we took the lead, Tom Lockyer there, he was straight at the goalkeeper, getting a rebound basically, wasn't he? And it goes in. Lucky. Second goal, I thought you might say poorly defended, I might say well worked. Although you were poorly defending at the back post there, but Carlton Morris just took the opportunity and slotted it away. And at 2-0, I'm thinking we're going to carry on, we're going to be okay. And then you get one back before half time. And I thought second half, it was a bit backs to the wall for us, but I think we managed the situation quite well. We made some good changes and we saw it out. And, if you were there, apart from you might have been booing, you might have heard some massive cheers from our end, because it was a moment. It was a moment in our history that was really super important for us. Having been where we'd been and gone back to the league, how we got there, and people writing us off before we kicked the ball, that win was crucial for us. So I think we played all right. I think, we took the game to you when we could, and it was really a defensive display that really did its job. And, there's times where the players are throwing themselves on the floor in front of your strikers and managing to keep it out. I genuinely don't know how you didn't score in the first half before we did. I genuinely don't know. There were some really major opportunities that day.
Well, I was going to say, we analysed the arse out of that game because, as you can tell, we were a bit teed off about it, weren't we? Especially that back post. But that was actually something that flaw from that game, we actually picked out of a few games around that time as well, didn't we? And we kind of picked out what wasn't going quite well. Thankfully, it turned out well after that. For a few weeks after that, we didn't do too badly and then went on a little bit of a run. So it did turn around a little bit, but we were so hacked off because everyone at that point was saying, well, Luton at home, it should be a win. And
exactly that.
Credit to yourselves, particularly in the last month or so. You've shown a few teams up, so we can't. It's not a walk in the park for any team now against Luton. So they've got to be switched on, definitely.
I think that's the whole thing with this whole situation with Luton being in the Premier League, really. It is people wrote us off. They wrote us off for the wrong reasons. They wrote us off because our ground is small. They wrote us off because of the famous entry to the away end. Let's be honest, that used to be the home end. It is what I saw every week. It was normal to me. And I've been to that. Do you ever go to Filbert Street when it was there? You walk through a house, things like that. So that sort of person that's sitting there going, Luton are rubbish because their ground is small, because they've got a small budget, has never seen Luton play. And I think that's what disappointed me. We're not going to beat Derby's record. Well, done that. And, things like that is a bit silly. And then when you come on and you start playing games and you're narrowly not winning, we're not getting beaten 5-6-0, and you suddenly think, actually, we could do quite well. We narrowly lost to Manchester City 2-1. We narrowly lost last seconds to Arsenal 4-3. We should have had a penalty in the last minutes against West Ham. We lost 3-2. The only game this season I thought we'd been outplayed was at Villa Park, where I didn't think we had a shout. And that was
funny that. Yeah. We are on exactly the same.
Yeah. But, any other place I've been this season, I think we've been on it. We've been in with a chance, absolute chance. It was, excuse me, the Bournemouth fixture there, that was random because of Tom Lockyer having his heart attack on the pitch. Newcastle was a great result. Sheffield United would argue that we were lucky that night, but I would argue, well, Boxing Day, I would argue that when we went 2-1 behind after being 1 up, we were more on it and we pressed them into their mistakes. And again, controversial at Burnley, but it's no more than we deserved. When the goal went in, I'm thinking VAR is going to disallow that goal because Addy Bayo stepped across the goalkeeper. But, thankfully they saw sense and they gave us the goal. So, our form isn't bad. We're playing quite well. And I think we've got quite a good squad. So, I think we're up for it.
I remember watching the Sheffield United Luton game, to be honest, and particularly the last kind of half hour. I thought you were a step above, obviously by the result, but I thought you were a step above Sheffield United because even though they got 2, I didn't feel as though that they were very affluent attacking wise, And I always thought you've kind of got some unpredictable players, to be honest. I'm not even sure if they know what they're doing. Because you've got 1 or 2 shining light midfielders, one that we know quite well. I just thought that you were a level above, to be fair. But like you say, your form there. You can't argue too much about getting an away win and a win against Newcastle at home. All the best teams beat Newcastle at home. So,
well, there's the thing, isn't it? I was disappointed with the Chelsea result, to be fair. We sort of give them a 3-0 lead and then chase them down. And at the end, we could have got back in it. The Sheffield United game, I sort of agree with you. I thought going 1-0 up, in control of the game for a long time, and then we give them 2 quick goals and suddenly we're on our back foot. But then we pressed on and I don't think our team knows when to give up. And I think the way that we fought back that night, or that day, sorry, just shows that everyone in the team plays for each other. There's no prima donnas in the team. And the player that you were referring to has been our best player all season at the moment. An unbelievable player for us. How he ended up at Luton Town, I'm not quite sure, but I'm quite pleased he's here. Because to be fair, sorry, Emma, I'm really sorry, but some people would say he's the best player to wear a Luton shirt. I've been supporting Luton for a long time. But at the moment he's playing super well for us, so I'm sure he's looking forward to coming back tomorrow and getting involved.
I don't know if he's quite a Ricky Hill or a Mark Steen or someone. Do you know what I mean? But,
well, personally, if I have to think about the best player I've ever seen playing for Luton Town, then Ricky Hill was one of my first picks all of the time. There are a lot of people who comment on Ross Barkley playing for us who are not as old as me and wouldn't have seen Ricky Hill play in his prime. So that's why they'll pick him. So I'm hopeful that he does play well. But is he the best player for me to ever pull on a Luton shirt? I can't say that. I can't say that because I've seen quite a lot of them. But he will certainly have a part to play.
Yeah. Well, I think we're kind of torn as a fan base about Barkley. There were shouts. I wasn't one of them, but there were shouts for him being someone we should have got back in. Only after because he was playing decent for you, and I think everyone likes Andros as well. Townsend. He's staying on for another year, isn't he?
Yeah, he's signed an extension to his contract. The Ross Barkley thing. I look at him in the same way I looked at Brentford signing Christian Eriksen, really. Brentford signing Christian Eriksen, why did they do that? Well, they had the opportunity to, and they was feeding him back into football. He's played for 1 season and he got his contract somewhere bigger. So that's how I see it. If Ross Barkley wants to carry on playing football, I suspect, although we might try and offer him an extension to a contract, I suspect someone else will pick him up if he continues his form. Andros Townsend came in sort of begging to play. And I'm thinking, is he past it genuinely? That sounds terrible, doesn't it? But he's come on and actually he's come in and he's been pretty decent. And then when he comes on, he's a game changer. And if he starts, he can play really well. And he's scored and he's provided and he's assisted and he's a worker. He's an absolute worker. So, yeah, I like him and I'm pleased we've extended his contract because I think our team needed that experience from the Premier League. They needed them 2 players. I'm not saying that Ross Barkley made the team, but he changed the team as well as Andros Townsend has. But we've had some other good purchases as well. which has pushed us on really. So, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing how we fare. I don't even know what sort of squad we're going to put out tomorrow, but I'm hoping it's a strong one.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get you.
There's your link, Dan. There's your link.
Well, I was just going to say we'll get you. So we'll start with you, and then we'll pick our team. So we'll let you pick your team first, and then we'll pick our team on what we think it's going to be, and in the comments get them involved. That's what we normally do. My favourite player that you've got is Morris. I think he's an amazing striker. I do. I think he's a nuisance.
Carlton Morris. He's not been a regular starter in the Premier League for a while, but he's coming on being an impact player. He's been starting in the cups. I like him. I like the way he can hold up the ball. I like the way for me, he's a proper number 9. I think he's big and he knows what he's doing and he can create some problems, you know. So, yeah, I like Carlton Morris. I like some of our new players too. I love Ogbeni. I think he's brilliant. I think that he's quick, he's fast, he knows how to play the ball. And someone else who's playing out their skin right now is Doughty. So Alfie Doughty, he's been amazing. I'll be surprised if we don't. Any Luton fan watching this who watches me on our own podcast will know I say this probably every week. I'll be surprised at some point if no one comes in for him. Be very surprised. I don't mean this window, but eventually someone will come in for him. But I think we're not going to start with. I think we're not going to start with our regular goal. I think we'll start with Krul in goal.
I'll put the. I've got a bit of a lineup of what you played last game.
Go for it.
It'll give you an idea. It's our lineup and your lineup. I'll put it on the screen now.
Go for it.
There we go. That's what we last played in the cup. That's what you last played in the cup.
I don't think it's going to be much different for us. I really don't. I genuinely, you know, one eye is on Tuesday night when we've got to play Brighton, and then the following Saturday when we've got to play Newcastle. 2 games of which, if we get anything out of, will be, you know, a bonus for us. But Tim Krul in goal, I can see that. Osha Mengia, for me, will definitely start unless there's an injury. We might have Bell instead of Burke. I don't know how fit Burke is, but you know, I wouldn't see past Doughty and Ogbeni on in those positions either. In fact, I didn't even look at this team. I've sort of written it down almost exactly the same. Between Clark and Pelly and Panzu, Pelly Ruddock, obviously, who is a cult hero at our club for coming from non-league to Premier League with the same team, may start. If he doesn't start, who starts in his place? Maybe Jacob Brown or Andros Townsend. Chong and Buckley I can see there because Chong is an impact player. And Morris Adebayo on the bench for me all day long because I think they'll bring him on if we need to try and chase the game a little bit. So, and I think they'll be generally saving players for Tuesday night. However, having said that, this is for us as Luton Town, that's quite a strong team anyway. It's quite a strong team anyway. So I'm hopeful that, you know, that'll be probably about right. And Ted and Mengi, by the way, from who we got from Manchester United. Again, I don't think he'll be a Luton player for so long if he carries on playing the way he's playing. It's like doing my head in. He's pretty decent. So I think you pretty much got it, although it's gone off the screen right now. Do
you think that seemed like? Do you change your formation very much, or do you tend to stick with what we're like with Dyche, where we don't change very often?
I think our manager's quite astute, really. I think he can read the game quite well. I think they read the game quite well, and I think they change it quite a lot. People switch sides, they change formations. If you make substitutions, they'll react to that. So I'm confident that Rob Edwards and his team know what to do in those situations. We're not just we start off in this formation and we stay like it. And you've got to react to it. And when you've had your backs to the wall as much as we have in games, in some games, you know, like some games we get next to no possession but still get more opportunities. And that's how it goes. A high press and, you know, shutting you guys down real quickly and stuff like that. They'll try that.
Yeah.
And what have we got to lose, really? What we got to, it doesn't matter. You know, I said it at the very beginning. Do we truly feel, I mean, Everton might feel different because of your history, okay? And, you know, genuinely, and sorry, Everton fans, I don't really mean to say this out loud, but I generally despise playing in the FA Cup. I hate it. I literally hate it. We've not won a cup game against you guys ever.
Well,
except for the Simon Cup.
Dave, that's a great segue to this stat. To be fair, so we've drawn you 3 times in the FA Cup, 33, 85, and 86, and every time we've gone on to reach the final.
Yes! Come on!
Right.
That's what we need. That's the stat that we need.
Right, lads, I'll tell you this. If you beat us tomorrow, I genuinely hope you go on and win it, right? There you go.
Come on.
But I do need to tell you, I wasn't there in 1933 because I'm not that old. But in 1985, Everton broke my 21-year-old heart because it was the first time that I'd been to an FA Cup semi-final. It's the first time I'd been to Villa Park. It's the first time I'd seen so many away Luton supporters in the ground away from home. Yeah. And Ricky Hill scored a fantastic goal that day.
In off the post, yeah.
Yeah, and in the whole end, it was a bit tight. It was really good fun. And then you see the equaliser go in, and then you see the stupid free kick. The referee was rubbish. And if there had been VAR, I would hope they'd have disallowed it. I was very, very upset. And then the second goal just killed it for me.
Well, if anyone's seen my Twitter profile picture, it's Kevin Sheedy, who scored a free kick for the equaliser.
Yeah,
think about
it wasn't even minute. Genuinely, yeah, it was, and it generally wasn't even a free kick. If you look at it, really,
was it not?
Definitely a free kick. Definitely a free kick.
It was given, my friend. It was given. But
if you had VAR, I'd say if you had VAR, we wouldn't have got that free kick. But then Derek Mountfield.
But we don't listen, and that's the
Derek
way.
Mountfield headers it in.
Yeah, and
sorry to go on about it, Dan.
No, you carry on, right? You carry on. 1985 was dreadful, right? So, thinking of that, and who did you get in the final that year? I can't remember.
Well, we got beat by United that year in the final.
Yeah, okay. So the following year,
Whiteside scored the winner.
So 86 comes along, and we put you in the quarters, don't we? And it's Kenilworth Road. And I believe we were 2-0 up.
Yeah.
And you got back to 2-2.
Yeah.
And again, what I remember about that game, if I'm allowed to go on about it a little bit, was looking up to the Kenilworth Road end, which is now the home end underneath the lead there, and it was full of Everton supporters. Full. It was chock-a-block of Everton supporters, and again, now I'm 22 at this point, and you equalise. Didn't we score an own goal? I'm sure we scored an own goal, and you equalised. And I was thinking, well, that's it. I've got to go to bloody Goodison Park now. But we're due a win, and we get up there, and I just remember, I thought the terracing was quite shallow in them days, and I'm standing on the terracing, I'm on tiptoes, and bloody Gary Lineker.
Yeah.
A ball popped over the, and he just ran onto it and scores. You win 1-0, and I'm gutted. And there's got to be payback at some time for me, isn't there? I've travelled enough times to see Luton Town in the FA Cup. Isn't it a time for us to have a moment where we can do that and pull off a win?
I think you had that in the league. We can't give you that again. Surely can't give you that again tomorrow. But no, I remember the Gary Lineker goal you're thinking of, because Lineker's style was basically the ball over the top, and he was fast, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was really good.
He got away from Steve Foster, was it? With his headband on, and then over the keeper into the net. But
for
they
me,
were close games. They were close games.
I was going to say, for me, in the 80s, obviously we had the plastic pitch, and that helped us a little bit, if not a lot, because you look back at our history, and it's probably the best time we had. But 85, 86, 87, a little bit. 88, obviously we got to FA Cup semi-final, we got to the League Cup final, and we got to the Simod Cup final where we got battered by Reading, which was horrendous. First time I ever saw Luton play at Wembley was that game, which was ridiculous. So we weren't a bad team then. We had some good players. We had some international players, England players, and Everton were top quality back then too. Really top quality back in that day. And you're winning the league in them years, and you're winning the FA Cups. So I think we did really well to even give you half a game, let alone, because we was always the underdog, always.
Yeah.
But we did well. We did well. I don't even look at, if you look at our two teams now, I don't look at Everton and go, well, you're in a false position because of the points deduction for definite. And I know you struggled at the beginning, but you're not that bad. In respect, if you didn't have the points deduction, you'd be quite a lot higher up the table. Obviously, not where you want to be. Not where you want to be, is it? You want to be. No. You want to be getting into your new stadium with a team that's going to take you forward, right?
Yeah, and I mean, I was gonna say we were just having a little chat off air beforehand, and we think we've had it bad with points deductions and everything else. If you look back at Luton's last 20 years at least, then they've had it far worse than we have. But we both feel as though we've been screwed over. So FA Cup is something that all the fans want, but wouldn't be a priority for the club and the manager. But I can see two teams going at it tomorrow. I don't think there'd be any fear from Luton. I can't see them defend, like sitting back and everything else. I think they'll just give it a go. And there was even shouts that I'd heard on chats about us possibly playing two up front tomorrow. So, you know, I can see it being a high-scoring game, to be fair.
What has either side got to lose? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're on a free hit right now. If it gets to more the business end, if you get to more towards the semi-final stage or the quarter-final stage, then it starts to mean a little bit more. But I suppose I used to hate this. I used to hate it when a Premier League team would put out a crap team because they could beat a lower league team or whatever else. And I didn't think they cared because the FA Cup was really special to me. Really special, especially as a kid back in the 70s. I know I don't look that old, thanks, fellas. But back in the 70s, you're growing up, anyone could win the FA Cup, I thought. When you look back at the records, that's not true. That really isn't true. But I do love the competition. I just worry if we get distracted by another round and you know, potentially another round, how's that going to affect us? Well, I don't know. The players want to do well, don't they? They want to do well. So first season here, if we're lucky enough to stay up, then, you know, maybe we get better at it. But if we get a result tomorrow, I'll be very happy and it'll make the journey home quite nice. But you know, the problem is, you know, I think that you won't make the same mistakes as you made last time. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Well, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Have you got those teams, Dan, again, or have
it knocked me out the stream for some reason when I put it up. Just what we'll do then. Get ready in the comments. Get your team written and ready to put in the comments. What Everton team do you want? We'll read it out. If you're on Twitter, put it in the comments in the Twitter and we could still see it. It'll still come up. Yeah, for some reason it cut me out when I put it on. But this, can you just quickly, Dave, go through your team? So tell us from the goalkeeper upwards, what would be your team then?
Well, pretty much what you've got up there. As I said a little bit earlier, the thing is, we definitely won't. I'll be very surprised if we play Kaminsky. However, don't forget we've been on a winter break in Dubai, so maybe some people might need game time. I'll be very surprised if Burke starts. I don't know how fit he is. I think maybe Bell might come in for him. But Osho Mengi for definite for me. Gabe Osho, outstanding player, and Teddy Mengi has been brilliant this season. After we signed him from Manchester United. The two wing backs there, Ogbeni and Doughty. For me, Doughty's been a number one provider of crosses for goals. He's been phenomenal. Ogbeni's super quick. The midfield, though, might be a little bit different. I don't know if Pelly will start. Pelly and Panzi might not start. I'm thinking possibly maybe Andros Townsend starts there. Jordan Clark, he needs game time. He hasn't played much. I think that was a first full game. He's played first full 90 minutes last time. Chong is great. He's a very impact player and he can do lots of stuff. Obviously, we're talking about Colton Morris. We might even start with Morris and Chong up front a bit more. Or we might start with, I'll be very surprised if we have Morris and Adebayo, but if we have Morris and Brown on, so Brown might go in and play behind Morris. But obviously, Ross Barkley is itching to play. So I would suspect that he'll be on from the start and then see how the game goes. You know, if it's a close game, then maybe we'll make a couple of changes. If the game's gone away from us, they'll rest the players we need to rest. And if we're in control, fingers crossed if we are, you might see something different come up. You know, it might become more defensive. But look, I'm going to be realistic. It's not going to be an easy task. No, I don't think any Luton fans come and going, no, it's going to be an easy win. Of course it's not.
You
But
go
that-
in
that-
you go in your strongest team, then, ain't you, Dave? From what you've said, I don't think it's going to be a weakened team that you play. It looks like you are going a strong team. To Barry P, who's just commented there, this is what Luton played last game in the cup. It's what we played last game. There is some injuries. We will say them when we give the Everton team in a minute. So there are some players on there that we played last time that ain't available.
Yeah.
Everton have got a few injuries.
We got Kabore. Kabore's at the African Nations Cup, so he's not coming. Obviously, last time we had Tommy Lockyer would have been in midfield, but clearly, given what happened to him at Bournemouth, I don't know what's going to happen with his career. But Bell, Jacob Brown, Adi Bayo, Corley Woodrow, probably if he's fit, be on the bench, and now bring him on. So it's quite a strong team. Yeah, it's not the number one starting 11 in the Premier League, but it's pretty near it. And I suspect the manager wants to do well in this competition. It's just not easy. But then, look, last year we got dumped out, I think, by Grimsby, didn't we, or someone like that? Ridiculous. Or we got dumped out this year by somebody stupid, and we put out a decent team that time. We just didn't play because the other team wanted it more than we did. Like Bolton Wanderers were disappointed to draw Luton Town. They got a Premier League team, but it was Luton. We're not bothered by them. No rubbish. Same thing. So this team was good enough to beat Bolton. Let's put it that way. Bolton are doing quite well in their league. They're on fire at times, and they know how to do a job. So I'm hopeful that we can give it a good go with that team and give you a good game. And I'm obviously, as a Luton fan, I'm hopeful that we'll score a couple of goals. But it'd be nice if it's an entertaining game, one way or the other. I know we're both partisan. We're all partisan fans, right? I get that, and I get I'm on an Everton podcast, so I get that too. And so, your Everton supporters are not going to agree with me. But if we can win, fantastic. But if we're going to lose, or if either team loses, I hope it's a brilliant game to watch because it's a long journey home for me. And if it's a 3-4 or a 2-3, I'll love it. But if we get a 98th minute win at 1-0, I'll love it even more. So, it's the FA Cup, isn't it? And
Dave, I want you to have a fantastic journey home, but I want you to go back with the loss. I hope that your best part of your journey home, Dave, is the music. You get some good music on the channel on the way home because I don't want you to go back staying in this cup. I want you to go back out of this cup, but I do want you to have a safe journey back. I do want you to have a good journey back.
Say what you mean, Dan. Say what you mean.
There's a nice chicken bacon in the petrol station on the way back or something like that to make you have a good journey back. But I want this cup. I want this cup so bad.
Do you genuinely believe that Everton can win the FA Cup? Do you genuinely believe that?
Yeah, I really. Do you know what? If Onana didn't miss that penalty, we would have played Liverpool, and we could have played better than what Fulham did against Liverpool. And no disrespect to Fulham, I think Fulham bottled it, and I think Fulham will say that as well. And watching what Liverpool have been like against you should have beat Liverpool. You should have.
Yeah, we should have done.
And watching what they've been like against Fulham before when they come back and Wolves, and I've watched Liverpool this season and they've been very, very lucky to start really bad and come back and just get away with it. And I would have played them and I would have took them on. Everton, you look at our team this season, we shouldn't be near the bottom. It's because of the 10-point deduction. And there's only Aston Villa that gave us a spanking 4-0. But other than that, I'm not scared of anyone this season. I really ain't. I ain't scared of anyone. And I do believe that we can go on a good cut run. You do need a bit of luck, but it's definitely worth staying in it because you do get some teams that will rest players and not play the strongest and stuff like that. You just got to be in it because you never know. It could end up gifted on the plate, this cup, because you could get a good run.
Well,
so
the thing with the run, though, Dan, the thing with the run is if you get the right teams. Now, I'm sure when Everton drew Luton Town in the draw, Luton Town or Bolton, you'll go in, I'll take Bolton all day of the week and we can beat Luton Town. I guarantee you'd say that. And I wouldn't blame you for saying that. Whereas when you were playing Crystal Palace, I was thinking I'd rather Crystal Palace won because I felt we would have a better chance against beating Crystal Palace than we have against beating you away. And obviously closer to home. But if the next round you pull out a lower league team or a team that's, not going so well, then you start dreaming because this is the fourth round. Fifth round's not that far away from the semi, is it? Let's be fair. So, if you do beat us, I hope you get through. I hope you do. But
we got knocked out. We got knocked out of the last cup on penalties, so we didn't really get beat in actual game time. We didn't actually get beat. We got knocked out on penalties. So I think that shows that we can do decent in the cup. The fact that we did well last time, and this is our last one now, take 2. Paul, what we're going to do now is you give your lineup roughly what you think it's going to be. We're going to give our lineup, and then in the comments we'll read their lineup. So, Paul, do you want to start with your lineup? What you want your lineup to be this game? Get Dave shaking.
Yep.
Get him scared.
Get him shaking. Well, I don't know if he'll be shaking. I'm quite happy to do what Deitch has done with Virginia and let him carry on doing the cup games at this stage. To be honest with you, there's no reason why Pickford shouldn't play, but Virginia came in, had his 2 cup games, played well in both, so give him a go against Luton. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Mikalenko left back for me. I don't think he changed that back 4, to be honest with you. Mikalenko, Branthwaite, Tarky, Patterson. The thing is, Coleman, Sean Dyche said too soon for Coleman to be ready. Young's not quite there yet either. So by process of elimination, at the very least, Patterson's in if you're going 4 at the back. Left-hand side, midfield, I'd go McNeil. No reason to change that. Onana and Garner as your centre 2. Love that spine, to be fair. That 4 in the middle of the pitch is really important for us. So I wouldn't change that. I'd go Dobbin on the right-hand side. This is where it changes a little bit. And the reason being is because Gomez has picked up an injury, so he's out for this. Probably out for Fulham as well. They don't know, but Gomez won't be fit for this cup game against Luton. So for that respect, I'd go Dobbin on the right-hand side. I'd like to see him sort of try and get round the back. So if Luton are going to play their 3 or 5 at the back, I'd like to try and get round that to get to the byline. And I think Dobbin's got legs to do that, to be honest. So I'd rather have Dobbin on the right-hand side and I'd play Harrison in behind DCL. That would be me. See how the game goes. Beto comes on for DCL later unless there's any major problems. Yeah, quite happy with that, to be honest.
What just before we read my formation and get the ones up in the comments, for what reason have you left Danjuma
out? Just uncertainty. Just uncertainty. If it's if he's staying and everything else, then that's fine. Also an impact later on. But I'd certainly, I think FA Cup as well, and Dobbin's done decent when he's actually come on the pitch. So I'd give him a go.
Good lineup by Paul, and a bit of a surprise with Dobbin. Well, not a massive surprise because it is a cup game, and Dobbin has been coming on as a substitute. So cracking lineup by Paul. Now I'm going to drop mine, and we'll get your lineups up in the comments. So get your lineups in the comments now, and we'll get them up. Right, my lineup would be, I stick with Virginia in goals. Good competition for Pickford. I don't think he's better than Pickford, but I think he's been fantastic these cup games. This is his cup. I think it's his time to play Virginia. So I would let him have that spot because he's played it in the cup. Why take it away from him now? Left back, I'm going Mikalenko. He's amazing. Branthwaite, best centre back in the world. I'd have him there. Tarkowski, I'd go for him. That's our best centre back partnership. I hope I don't see Michael Keane in this game. Right back, you've got Young out, you've got Coleman out, like Paul said. So you've got to go Patterson. I think it's the only option. We are quite light in defence, ain't we, at the minute? Luckily, Young did get a few minutes under his belt in the under-21s. The 2 centre midfielders is Garner and Onana. Garner gaze away. And Gomez is now injured. So that's quite worrying for us if we do get an injury in that position. I don't know what we'll do. So Garner and Onana, I don't want them to get injured this game because Luton can be a really physical team. So that worries me a little bit. On the left wing, I would go for Danjuma. I think give him another go unless he's leaving. And it doesn't look like he's leaving at the minute. He's pushing to leave, but I don't know. Unless he is definitely leaving and I don't want to ruin the deal, I'd get Danjuma again because I still think he'd play well, whether he's leaving or not. and I just want us to play well. So Danjuma on the left. On the right, I'd go McNeil. You can switch it around as much as you want. They can both switch because they are quite versatile. I'd have Harrison like you in the number 10 position, in the Decore position, just for the reason that I think Harrison hasn't been that effective on the wings, and he does run his socks off in the middle. So I do believe he'd get back and fill in that space in front of Garner and Onana. So I would put Harrison in Decore's position because he's the only one that fits for me in the Decore position because Decore's out. Up top, I would go Calvert-Lewin. Now, I was very close to going 4-4-2, Beto and Calvert-Lewin. I was very, very close, and I'm still very tempted. I'm a bit gutted that I haven't done it, but I just think if you go 4-4-2, Luton with the formation they play, they might do us a little bit. So I would just get Harrison to play the number 10 and say, play the Decore role and get back and help Garner and Onana. Because Luton are no, I've just put the form on just a minute ago, no Mickey Mouse team. Like, I think they've more than earned the stripes in the Premier League. Not saying that they're going to stay up, but they're definitely showing the fighting to stay up. And they're a team to take seriously. I've watched them loads of games this season. It should have beat Liverpool. Should have beat a lot of teams this season. They beat Newcastle. Luton are a good team. And I don't want to take this game lightly, Paul, because if you do, it could bite you in the arse. Because, like I say, Morrison, I just remember Branthwaite last time. Branthwaite, for me, is incredible. The biggest young talent going around centre-back. And he can handle anyone. I've watched him this season. He can handle anyone. But Carlton Morris was one of the hardest players he's had to handle. He really did put Branthwaite through the walls. He was like, gave him the biggest battle he's ever had. Morris did. Morris is a good striker. So this is going to be a proper battle game for me. It is going to be... It's not going to be like it's for nothing. It's going to be all guns blazing, both teams. Luton want this. You watch. Luton will want this tomorrow. Right. That's my team. That's Paul's team. You've had Dave's team. We'll read yours out in the comments, and then we'll get to the nitty-gritty with the score predictions before we finish up. Right, Paul, do you want to drop the comments on the screen?
Yeah. Paul Cass for a start off. Get ready for this. Although they have to do a couple of changes, but this could blow your socks off. So he says 4-4-2. I'm presuming, I don't know, I'm kind of guessing that he's going Pickford or Virginia, don't know. Patterson right back, Godfrey and Branthwaite in the middle, with Mikalenko left, and then Danjuma, Gomez is out, and Dukes is out. So we're going to have two in midfield with Danjuma and McNeil. And Schmitty and Beto up front. So, my word, that's crazy. Onana comes in for Gomez, apparently, he says. But, yeah, Schmitty and Beto up front, discuss.
Do you think because they played in the under-21s the other day that means that cancels them out? Or do you think they'll still be on the bench?
Young lads.
You think that's
young lads? If they're not playing many games, you know, and haven't done over the last month or whatever. We played every 3 to 5 days over December, or certainly second half of December. So they're fit enough to do it. So there's no reason why they couldn't. Never know. Never know.
Could be an option. Young could be an option.
Get ready for this, Dan. You're going to love this one. Blues is in. He knows his stuff. But he's going 3-5-2.
Oh, do one. That will make Dave smile because that is what could lose us the game. That formation. We can't play. You can play it. We can't play it. And I'm sure we played that formation last time we played you when you beat us or something like that.
Well,
that formation doesn't suit
us. He's gone, yeah. But he's gone Virginia in goal. He's gone Branthwaite, Tarky, and Mikalenko as the 3. Patterson. I'm trying to work it out. Patterson, I presume, would be right wing back. McNeil, left wing back. Yeah. How many we got on there, by the way? Just checking. Garner and Onana in the middle. We've got Harrison, Danjuma, and Beto being the front lads. Yeah. So no DCL for Blues. All the formations are coming out tonight. It's like they've been rolling a dice or something. Everything Everton's in. We're going to
Maybe
4-2-3-1. So I think they must have all been playing Football Manager. Virginia in goal, Mikalenko, Branthwaite, Taki, Patson, and Hunt on the left. So we are rotating. God blimey. Harrison on the right. McMessi.
Go Barmy!
I know. McMessi playing as a 10 behind Schmitty. He's bang on the button in form, apparently. Give DCL a rest. So is that 11? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know. We might have another one there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
One on the pitch.
I think you can have someone else there. To be fair, don't shortchange us anyway. But
this is a problem with the formation with the wing backs. It makes people forget how many players you're allowed to have. If you do 4-4-2, you know exactly how many players you've got there. Once you start doing 3, 5, whatever, 2 or something like that, or 3,
exactly,
it confuses everyone.
Well, I can tell everyone's been on the wine or something because it's Friday. We've got a brand new game, Dave. We've got a brand new game now. It started the other week. We've got Emma in. Loyal Emma. She's wonderful. She's always in. She drops a predicted lineup now, but she uses emojis for some people. So we've got to work out who they are. So I'll tell you now, she's a big fan of Pickford. So you can tell that's the peach. So Pickford in goal. I'm trying to work out what that emoji is.
That one is Coleman because it's old, isn't it? But Coleman's not available.
Is it an old man then? Is that what that is? So no, yeah. So no Coleman. Tarkovsky, Branthwaite. Oh, that's got to be Mikalenko with the bandage around his head. I'd imagine.
Danjuma's the snake.
We've got Danjuma's going to be the snake.
Cobra, yeah.
Anana and Ghana.
The watermelon. Who's the watermelon?
What watermelon?
Don't know.
That's an aubergine.
Aubergine. Oh, right. Sorry.
But it's not an aubergine, Dan, is it? It's not an aubergine, really.
Well.
Have you not sent one of them before, Dan?
No, I don't. You know what I mean? I don't do my talking with the emojis. You know,
that's. I'm guessing that's McNeil, Emma. McSchlong. Beto's the king and DCL. So she's gone 2 up front. She's got 2 up front. I think it's Young.
Dave's probably thinking, what the heck are these on about with McNeil with the slong?
I think you need to look up your emojis, mate, and realise what that is.
I'm not the best. To be fair, Dave, I knew exactly what the emoji meant, and it distracted me. I knew there was all thinking of what's in McNeil's shorts, mate, and it got me. It knocked me off guard because they're all thinking about McNeil's slong because his pair of shorts don't fit in. So I knew exactly what it meant, and it got me. You know what I mean?
The second one is Ashley Old, so Ashley Young. So thankfully he's too soon, but. I love that. You got to do that every time now we have a pre-match. I'm afraid you're well
played. Well played. We deserve to win this cup just for those emojis. Dave knew what they meant.
I like that. Where are we? I'm sure we had. Did we have another one? We did have another one. It is Everything Everton. Oh no, he had that one, didn't we? He said Schmitty's scoring every time he plays for Portugal under 21s. So
England under 21s as well. Yeah, he did score for England under 21s the other day.
Is he changing? Oh no, he actually says, "Oh, hang on, don't want to do that yet. That's predictions." Whoa, easy. Right. Whoa, go on, carry on.
All right, let's just. This is the big stuff now. This is where Dave's come on and he's cracking. I can tell straight away, and I like him. But this is where the Royal Rumble happens. This is where we fall out. Score predictions. This is. I was going to. Get your score predictions in. Dave's going to give his score prediction. I'm going to give mine. Paul's going to give his.
Okay.
Get a bit of, just get a bit of.
Can I put the caveat?
Hold on. Let me give you a build up.
Go for it. Go for it, Dave.
know what I'm going to say?
Here we go.
I'm going to say this, right? Everybody expects Luton not to win at Goodison Park, right? And I am deserving of retribution for all those games that I've seen us play in the FA Cup and not got a result. So I'm going to go for a result. But maybe not a win. I think we might come away with a draw. And I think we'll bring you back to Kenilworth Road. So I'm going to go with a really high-scoring 2-2 draw with the hope that I'm wrong and we score 1-0 in the last minute. So that's what I'm going for, 2-2. But I'm hoping in my heart that we just hang on 0-0 and get a 1-0 at the end. Because it's the only way we're going to win. Unless, you're having an off day. So that's what I'm going for. And realistically, I'm hoping that we don't lose. And that's it. So I'm going to say 2-2.
Do you know what? You have, honestly, you need to be confident here, Dave. Because we're going to beat you, but I'm just saying you've got some. You're not bad. You're not you've got some players that we're scared of. Like this isn't like you said. You think if you win, you'll be lucky, but Townsend against us, I'm scared of.
I said if we win, it would be fantastic. I didn't say we're lucky. If we get to 1-0 in the 98th minute, I'm happy. I'm 100% happy. We've played well then. I know that you guys are passionate about your club. And I know that everybody who's watching is probably passionate about Everton too. But I'm just saying to you that I feel that we'll give you a good game. I feel that we'll take you. If we don't concede early, I think we'll do a good job. And, let's be realistic. Can we win? Possibly. We've won there before, he says, nicely there. But will it happen again? Don't know. Dyche will be happy he'll be up with the plan. So I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw and we'll take you back to Kenilworth Road. And then hopefully Morris or Adebayo can do what Gary Lineker did to me back in the 80s.
We're really sad here. We're going to go specific. We need the goal scorers. Who's the 2 goal scorers for Luton and the 2 goal scorers for Everton?
Right, I can't call you guys out, to be fair. I don't know which one of you, we might even give you an own goal. We've done that before too, haven't we? So I'm going to pass, if you don't mind, on the Everton players. Who's going to score for us? I'm going to say the man that you don't want me to say. I think Carlton Morris will score. If Adebayo's on the pitch, he may score. But Ross Barkley's been pinging him towards the goal from 20 yards and 25 yards and narrowly missing. He's due one to go in. So if he's playing, I'm going to hope he scores because it'll make it worse for you guys, wouldn't it? In the nicest way.
He would. You know what? I bet he would run up to Gladys Street, even if he scored at Park End. He'd run all the way up to Gladys Street, I think, and do an Adebayor in front of us. Wouldn't surprise me.
You know what annoys me more about people that go back to their old clubs is why can't they celebrate goals? Why do we as fans get annoyed about it, right? Why do we get annoyed? Back in the day, if you interviewed a player saying, I'm going back to play my team I used to play for, he goes, do you want to score? Yeah, I want to score and I want to celebrate it. All this, we don't want to upset the fans. Get off it, mate. Just get on and play the game and enjoy scoring and enjoy it, And if it's against your old club, enjoy it a little bit more.
We didn't show Ross Barkley any respect because when he was linked to us before he went to you, we all said we didn't want him and that he was crap and stuff like that. So I don't think Ross Barkley needs to show us any respect if he scores against us. Just like you say, just enjoy it. But I hope you don't. We didn't want him back.
The floodgates are just about to open for Dan.
We didn't want Barkley back. But we all knew when we didn't get Barkley back that he would be sensational for Luton, and he has been good for you. I thought of Barkley as the player he was for Everton, and I thought when he played for us, he was just indecisive. Indecisive was the word. He couldn't play balls through. He was in 2 minds with everything, but he's showing experience with you, and he's showing that he's older now and learns a bit.
He's anything but indecisive right now. He's anything but. He's very good. Distributes the ball well. He sort of holds up our midfield well, and he plays those really good passes that put your strikers in. So he's done super well. So let's hope he just pings one in, and if it's the first one. And if we're going, can I just also say this? If we're going to lose, can we score first to give me some hope? That's all I'm going to say.
Give Dave a good game.
Yes,
give Dave a good game. So he's
don't give him a win.
It will be a good game. It will be a good game. Right, Paul. We're going to try and keep this to the hour. We might just go over, but we always do because we're rubbish at sticking with times. Paul, I want your score prediction, and I'll give mine, and then we want your score predictions in the comments, and then we'll end the show, people. Get your scores in. And by the way, there's a few on. If you can hit the like button on the stream, there's like 20 on now on a Friday night. If you can hit the like, it just puts the stream about. So us putting this effort in to give you a good watch actually gets shown. So in fact, there's 20 on now, 20 likes. Put 20 likes on the stream, please. And if you can hit that subscribe, even better. We are coming up to nearly 1 season of doing this channel. So we've not long started.
Our birthday in a couple of weeks or something, a few weeks.
Birthday boys. We'll have a little party when it's on the year, but we are coming up to just a year now. We're on our way, not long. But if you can hit that subscribe, it's appreciated. It costs nothing, so I don't know why you wouldn't do it. Just get on it. Help us get started as a channel. Right, Paul. Score prediction for you.
I'm kind of Dave's ilk, actually. I think it'll be a good game. I think there'll be mistakes, stupid mistakes, honest to God, because it's FA Cup. But I think we're going to win 3-2. I think it'll be one of those. Yeah. I just remember, like, I can remember we've won 3-2 a few times against teams like Bolton, Ferguson, hat-trick, all headers and that sort of stuff. So I could see it being that kind of game, to be fair. Scrappy, few goals, nonsense just going on. And we managed to just about scrape through. So Luton would be happy with the performance. We were on Gomes home, having been somewhat entertained. So 3-2 for me. I think an array of goal scorers. I think Beto will get. I think Beto will get on the score sheet. I'd like to think the lawnmower's coming out eventually, so James Garner's going to score. And why not go triple header? Branthwaite, wallop again. Say that every week. Branthwaite for a header. For the Luton lads, Barkley. Well, you know what? I'm just going to say Barkley and Townsend. Why not? Because it wouldn't bloody surprise me, to be fair. It wouldn't surprise me if they scored twice and then we came back and won 3-2, looking like heroes. No, sorry, Dave.
Don't do that.
Sorry, mate. Go on, Dan. What about you?
My score prediction, right on the spot. I hope it goes better than my night tonight because the stream went wrong and my earpiece has dropped out. My score prediction will be
I like this internal
3-1. 3-1.
3-1.
Yeah, I'm trying to visualise it in my head. 3-1. I think that Morris will score for them. I've kept going on about him, so I might as well put him on the score sheet. I like him. For us, I think the goal scorers will be Danjuma. Hopefully, if he plays, he'll get one. I don't know if he'll play, though. It's interesting because he's one that might be leaving. Calvert-Lewin, he's got to get that goal to get him off the mark because our fans are getting onto him a little bit. So he needs that goal to get his confidence up. And I'd love Onana to score one as well. I think Onana, I'd like him to score as well after his break. So they're my goal scorers on 3-1. Yeah, I think we can. But it's going to be a good game. When you say 3-1, it sounds like a big score, but it's not, is it? It could just literally be a close game and you pull away. But I'm going to go 3-1 on my score. And I do normally do like 5-6 ones, don't I, Paul? So that's quite respectable for Luton, that is. I get excited.
That's very true, actually. I tell you what, Dave, you've got away light. To be fair, we've even spoke about 6s and 7s in the past on this channel. Dan goes a bit mad.
It's a difficult one, isn't it? Always, because your heart and your head are in two different places sometimes. In real life, we're all fans. We all want our team to win. We're all going to back our own team. We're not going to say you're going to lose. So I don't want to say we're going to lose to you. But 3-1. If we lose 3-1. Let me score first, please. That's what I'm going to say. Because then it's no point in scoring the first one goal out of 3. If you're winning 3-1 and we score the last goal in the 89th minute, it's like, so what?
Dave, if we was winning 3-1 at half time, I still would be bricking it. If I had a bet on Everton to win and we was 3-1 up against you, I'd probably be tempted to cash out because I still wouldn't be convinced that you didn't come back and get it 3-3. That's what Everton has done to us.
That would be a fantastic game, wouldn't it? That would be a fantastic game. I just hope.
My heart.
Genuinely, I just hope the game is a good game. And I know we both want our teams to win. I know that we all want our own team to win. But I hope it's a good game and not. If I looked at the scores this evening, you see the 0-0s going down there, and 1-0 for City tonight, and you sit there and go, 88th minute. As a Luton fan, if that was me, I'd take it. But I'd like to watch a good game of football every now and then without too much worry about whether we win or we don't. I want to win, but if we don't win, it doesn't really matter because the following Tuesday and the following Saturday, we need to get some points, and they're more important.
Good on you, Dave, because every time an Everton game comes up, we're on the edge. we've been on the edge for years.
I'm not going to say I don't want to win. I do want to win, but I want it to. If we don't, it doesn't matter because it's only the FA Cup that we're not going to win unless we get a really good draw going through the next couple of rounds and avoid.
Would you say, Dave, that you're more brutal on that? Would this be a different conversation if it was in the league?
In the league, I think in the league, if you'd have spoken to me coming up to Goodison last time, I would say we had every opportunity of winning. I felt that we were going to win. I felt we were playing really super well. And I felt, given Everton's form at the time, it was the best time to be playing Everton. And possibly the worst time because, you needed to get that win and you come out. I thought we were in form there. We're in better form now. We're playing some good football. But it's the FA Cup. We want to go through. Do we want to run? Of course we do. As fans, we want to go as far as we can. We like that Wembley trip, wouldn't we? Or the FA Cup semi-final at the very least. But I need to be realistic. As a Luton fan, I've got to be realistic. Luton Town are progressing. We've come a long, long way from where we were and where we were forced to be. I think it was it 2013 when we were the first, 2013? Yeah, first non-league team ever to knock out a Premier League team. Not old First Division, Premier League. When we beat Norwich, we weren't fancied then. A lot of us not fancying us now. I like the respect you have for how we've played till now. A lot of teams, Everton can win that quite easily. But they will say that because, like I said earlier, you're in a false position with your points deduction. And you haven't been playing too badly recently, have you? Let's be fair. You're getting you had some good results. Although the last 5, when we compare, ours are a good bit better. But I'm just trying to be, I suppose, diplomatic into some reasons because we're opposite teams. But I would have definitely said if you'd asked me pre-league game, I would have said we definitely can beat you. This time, I'm saying it'll be a difficult job, and if we do, it'll be fantastic. But we're hoping, not expecting.
Yeah, that's fair enough. You're being very gracious, Dave. Actually,
I know
when
I
it
have
gets
to be,
when it gets to the league, you might be completely gnarly with us. But good on you for me. Good on you for me.
I wanted him to say, "I'm going to smash you up." I wanted him to say, "I'm going to smash you up. I'm going to smash Everton. I'm going to smash you up. You're getting it. You're getting it tomorrow."
Damn, too nice though. You can't do that to him. He's too nice.
You know what I mean? Carlton's going to rip Branthwaite's head off, and I thought he's going to come out. Townsend scoring against you. He's happy as left because you're shit. Barkley, he's got his crayons and he's going to freaking score with his crayons. You know what I mean? Thought he's going to come at us. Really did think he's going to come at us, but he's.
If you want our real reaction, if you want the real reaction to the game, we record on a Monday night. It goes live on a Tuesday. And just come and look us up and have a listen on Spotify or go to YouTube and watch us, and you'll see what we really thought about the game then. But
what's that, Dave? Give yourself a shout out because I should have done that myself.
We're Owen the Town podcast is on YouTube. Owen the Town, just give it a look and a like if you can, and if you want to subscribe, it always, like you just said, it helps the channels and what we're doing. Spotify and all the other places you get your normal podcasts from, we're there. And we record on a Monday and we put it out on a Tuesday at the moment. So we'll have a update from that game from Saturday on over the weekend, and you can see what we really thought of the game then. You can see what we really
thought. So if you want to see a non-professional Dave, get on that, and you won't even know it's him. He's going to be absolutely raging, or he'll be absolutely buzzing, one or the other. But yeah, get on that. Give him a like. Get behind his channel. Go on, Paul. Let's get on.
Shall we get some of these score predictions in?
Are you ready for this, Dave? Oh, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm not listening now. Turning it down.
Well,
Here
so
we go,
everything.
score predictions.
He's gone same as me. He's gone 3-2. So Anana, Mikalenko, be good. Messi, and then Barkley and Chong for Luton. So why not? Close game. Eugene, forever optimist. Eugene, 4-1 this time. DCL hat trick.
Come on, Eugene. Come on, Eugene.
Neil, good on you. Oh, hang on, we haven't got the biggest yet. Getting ridiculous.
Well, you
Here
got
we
Manil
go.
next.
Well, Paul Cass is in. Wow.
Come on.
Whoa, he is.
I'll tell you now, if that result comes in, you definitely want to watch my podcast on Monday or Tuesday.
Easier. These are the people that I need in my life. If I'm ever going out in a pub, I need Paul Caswell at the side of me because he's what you want to go into a game with. He is. I've seen him singing before the game, and I've seen him in his Alf outfit dancing. Paul Caswell is a positive Everton fan. That's what you need. That's 6-0.
If I tell you what, Dave, if it's like that, we're doing a 3-hour special on Sunday.
If it's like
do you know what I like? Do you know what I like about him? 6-0 and he had the goal scorers straight like that. Like he just knew the goal scorers. He didn't even have to think about it. He just knew. He's that confident in the 6-0. That would get us. Us Everton fans get excited about our managers drinking a cup of coffee. If we won 6-0, that'd be a big bounce for us. That would.
If you won 6-0, it'd be devastating for Luton because we've not been that far away in the game this season. It's always been one. Always. The only time I felt we were out of it was Villa. We lost 3-1 up there. But no, come on. Stop it. Stop putting those scores up now. Come on, that's not fair.
I'm going to crop this. I'm going to crop it now. I'm going to crop that 6-0 when it happens. And then Dave's just said that it's not going to. It's never happened, so it might. I'm going to crop this 6-0. It's coming.
I should have just turned the volume off and gone.
Well, when Cass doesn't go, we've got half a chance. When he goes, we're screwed. So all credit to him. To be fair, as written, he says 2-1. I mean, that's more likely. To be fair. But yeah, he's gone 2-1. Rich show. Thanks, Rich. 3-1. We got another 3-1, Emma. It says 3-1. Can you guess who scored?
Yeah, I can.
DCL with a couple. And then Mick, whatever you want to add on with the other one. Oh, sorry, Tarks and McNeil and DCL. I was thinking that was 2. Blues. Even for Blues, this is quite conservative, but he's gone 1-1. He's gone Beto for us and Barkley for you. That's very much the Blues ilk, though. You know, I think what he thinks is that if he goes for the draw or a defeat, then we've got a good chance of winning. So you never know. He's usually pretty accurate, to be fair.
Dave, you just said you'd be happy if. Well, not happy. You want to win, of course you do. Yeah. But you said you wouldn't complain about your drive home if you got a draw. What would be your happy song on the way home if you drew?
Happy song. I couldn't really tell you that because.
What's Luton's actually, Dave? What? I know we've got theme from Zcars. What do you come out to? Have you got like a Luton song?
No, that's really debatable because over the years, Luton in that department haven't been very forward thinking. They used to come out with the boys are back in town and a load of shite.
Right.
And I think
that's a good one. That's a good one.
Might get cancelled for that now.
I think what they may be heading towards is the Jams Town Called Malice. Because it's a brilliant anthem, and it was the loudest song sung at the Wembley when we won the playoff final. The loudest, all the supporters are singing it. So they haven't got that theme. They haven't got Z-Cars, which obviously you share. And this really pees me.
No, we don't. No, we don't, Dave. Don't go down that road.
I want to know where they got that from because I used to go to them quite a lot. I hate them, obviously, and I don't know when they started playing that bloody song. But it does my head in. I think it's a bit of class at Goodson. I understand why it's there. I understand the link, but I don't understand the link down the road here. Why they play it.
Yeah.
So I think that's, there's not many clubs that have a classic song coming out, and Everton do. Brentford have taken bloody Let It Be or wherever it is. Not Let It Be, the other one.
Hey Jude.
Yeah, but it's not the only club. So Town Called Malice would be the one that we would prefer to come out to. And I've always thought at the end with our Eric Morecambe connection, we should always finish with Bring Me Sunshine.
That's a good one. Yeah.
So
because we used to call Ross Barkley the Diamond. I don't know if you call him the Diamond. You could shine bright like a diamond, Rihanna. Shine bright like a diamond for Ross Barkley. No?
It's getting late now, mate, and I can tell you, if that's not alcohol in that bottle, it should be.
Shine bright like a diamond. Right, so Paul, get the other score predictions on.
Yeah, sorry, just Emma's just to lower the tone even further. Emma's saying that she's changed scores. McNeil hat trick, right peg, left peg, middle peg. As Matt said, McNeil and Beto for us, Townsend for Luton. Eugene reckons Barkley's going to get sent off. That wouldn't surprise me either. To be fair,
it's going to make my podcast really interesting, isn't it? If that happens too, it's not going to happen. Crop that one as well.
How wired is he going to be, though? Do you know what I mean?
I tell you what, he's going to want to have a good game. He's going to want to participate, and he wants to show that actually he's doing all right. So and we're saying all this. Ross Barkley might play crap tomorrow.
He might do. They are Blues is well on our side there. They copied Z cars. We obviously had it first. We've had it decades. We've had it bloody 50, 60 years.
Yeah, I don't understand the connection with them. I don't understand the connection. So they can do one. And also, Everton fans, I loved you when you beat them in the FA Cup final, because I couldn't watch that final until you scored a goal, and I'd know you scored. Then I could watch it. Elton John crying in the crowd. That's
exactly. That's why they call us the Blues. So they're all our score predictions, Dan.
They are the score predictions in. Thanks, everyone. We've still got like 24 on, so if you can hit that like and subscribe button. Give Dave's social medias a look up. Have a look on. Watch his reaction on the game. Watch our reaction on the game as well. Instant reaction. This is going to be a good cup game. I'm looking forward to it. I don't mind Luton. I think this is a season where I think we'll be safe. I'm hoping we ain't in a relegation battle, and I'm hoping that we can actually be where I'd like for us to be sitting mid-table and be wanting Luton to stay up. That's what I'd want, Dave. Honestly, that's what I'd like us to be in. I don't want us to come up against each other in a relegation battle, but
I'd like that. Thank you.
Who knows? Yeah, who knows? Like I say, really nice guy, Dave. We've got him on. Never spoke to you before. Absolutely amazing to have you on, mate. It's going to be a good game. Like you say, you're going to go for it. We're going to go for it. I'm looking forward to it. It will be a good game.
Yeah.
Let's get ready for it.
I'm looking forward to coming up and having a nice time where you guys are. And probably find a better parking place than I did last time.
Good luck, Dave. I'd say just one thing before we finish. I thought it was really nice, Dave, of you to put up a picture of me and Dan behind you this evening.
Well, that's this artwork there. If I just
I'm the one on the left.
It's this one.
I'm the blue one. You're the red one or the pink.
It's quite a nice piece of artwork. It took me years to buy it. It cost a lot of money. I don't live anywhere near you guys, so that's fine. And you don't know where I live. It's I like it. But if I had to pick one of you, I can see it's down on the right there. You can see it in his hairstyle, can't you?
Yes, it does look a bit like me. But if I am going to be the cow, I'd want to be the blue one. I don't want to be the one that looks anything like red, because I hate red.
It's orange.
So I don't mind being the blue one.
The whole red, orange, salmon pink.
Orange and red. Orange is too close to red. We've had this.
I'll get Jamie back on for this conversation.
Yeah.
The picture is actually called Marilyn Monroe, and it's actually painted by, I think it's I want to say, I always get this wrong. I want to say Elizabeth Shotton, and they are really sort of limited prints. They're all good. I love it. I love those. And they've been out since my kitchen, so cool. But thanks for noticing it.
Definitely.
Can't not see it. You got two big cars behind you, mate. How can you not see it? It's been looking at me all the way through the stream. You wasn't being nasty on the stream, but your car's been giving me right shark is all the way through. Look at it. Look at the one on the left, Paul. It's proper giving me if it's saying Luton's going to beat you. You're getting it. I can see it in the cow's eyes there, look.
Yeah.
The crowd picture. Right, I will end the stream. I'll end it with a bit of this.
Friday night.
Friday night, baby. I wish we was playing tonight now. Right, I'll put some smooth music on, put the Everton banner on. Thanks, everyone, for coming on. Hit that like and subscribe button. I hate saying it because it makes me feel like we're begging, but you do need to promote your channel, I've been told. So we need to keep saying it. We did get Julia on last time, BBC Merseyside radio presenter, who just did a Dyche interview. And I'm telling you something, it's cracking. We told her to do it. And in 2-3 days later, she interviewed Dyche. And yeah, it's in the link now, in the comments. Julia's interviewed Dyche. And I'll tell you something, it's amazing. He talks about farewell. He talks about how he wants to do in this cup. By the way, he says he wants to put a strong team out in this cup. And there's loads. Honestly, she gets wicked interviews out of Dyche because I think Dyche trusts her and stuff like that. So it's a really good interview. So get in the comments, listen to it. It's only 25 minutes, so it's easy to listen to. Have a listen. It's a cracking one. Get on it. And I'm going to end this now. Thanks, everyone, for coming on. Thanks, Dave. It's been a good one. I'll message you after the game. If we win, if we don't, I'm going to hide. Up the top is everyone. Have a boss night. Friday night. Have a good one.
I never really know what's going on. Look at me sometimes like all you want to do is
We celebrate. I really do.
Hear me out.